Good morning. Today is another day. Thank you very much for being here. On today's lesson, we're going to learn about now PHP connecting with web app. This is from Technolab. Technolab is where technology gets created. We create application of every type, starting with web app, mobile app, and the desktop and different other if you need API, all those kind of things. And now we are also very much investing in USSD technology to make sure that we produce solutions that are very, very locally available, accessible, and easy to use for everyone. So today we're going to look at one of the biggest lesson, which is going to talk about how we can make our application web app become meaningful. And as we started already, we saw how to use the database, how uh, to insert things in database, how to retrieve things from the database, and how to update. So in today's lesson, we are going to look now how to connect your database to PHP. So for you to connect your database to PHP, you should use one of the now has been trusted and has been recommended for every database query, which is PDO. This is stand for PHP Data Objects. And this is an extension that defines a lightweight, consistent interface for accessing database in PHP. So with this one, each database driver that implement the PDO interface can expose database specific feature as a regular extension function. So that's why we're using this, because it has been prepared and set to work with different database, but also it has a very, very good way to deal with database. So one of the things that we're going to look at is the main things on how now to use this PDO to connect with database. So if we say we want to connect the PDO to the database, then we should know that how are we going to do that specifically. So for us to do that, we should use a constructor, and this constructor is having specific argument or parameters, we can say parameters that we should add inside there. So these parameters, so we say we're going to use PDO, and this video has a constructor, and this constructor, as we can say, for those who haven't used the OOP, the constructor it's a method or a function that look exactly or use the same name with the I'm using Java now experience to explain about PDO, about OOP in PHP. So, but it's the same. It's the function that you have the same name with the class name, and also in Java it doesn't return anything, quote unquote. But the same thing that we aim to say is that it's going to assist to initialize those things that has to be initialized at early stage on the object that is going to be created. So if you have things that has to be initialized as early as possible on the object that you want to create for the class, then you use those things on the constructor. So this constructor is taking couple of three argument. It's taking couple of three argument. It's taking types of driver, database, username, and password. So types of drive that we are going to deal with, database name, but also it takes username and password in case your database need a specific username and password to access it. Then that's as things that you should use. So with that in mind, we'll see a very good example, very, very love example. So for you to create object of PDO, you need to create a variable. We know the variable. Variable can have anything. So I like to call it DBA, database access, okay? And then from there, I say new, then PDO. I put that bracket. I have my first argument. I have my second argument. I have my third argument. All right. So with these three arguments, they are going to be parameters that are going to carry different issues. If I can have here, I'll be having on the first argument, I'll be having type, as I said, and then from there, I'll be having. I don't need you to finalize, man. This guy finalizing what I didn't ask. So let me try to put. Yeah, tab is working. Okay. Normally it will not be like that. After here, you'll be having username and and after here you'll be having password. Password. Yeah. So you have the type of how you want to set your thing. You have username, you have password. So it doesn't matter. And remember, we're using MySQL. So we are going to use MySQL as our type. So we say MySQL and we say hosts. Remember, the host here is local host. That's what we are using. And then from there, we put this semicolon, and that semicolon means that in this one argument, there's two values we are passing at the same time. I love this, man. After that, we have to specify now database name. So it's called DB name. You can't mistake on these things that we are writing. You can do other mistakes on other thing, but DB name, if you change it, then you'll be changing the whole things. And there you put the database you're dealing with. So I'm not on the coding part. I'm just giving you the example. We'll go to code and see what will be the table name, database name, I mean, database name of yours of, but it's destroying, yeah, no problem, of database name of, okay, database name. So I will push my thing. I like to go with my thing. So here I'll be having my proper password, username, and lastly I'll be having my password. Yeah, I think need to reduce it here. Yeah, we're good. I have my types, username, and password. And if I'm done, and if this is well, then I'm good to go. But remember, this can have issues. So the advice is to surround it with try and catch. Try and catch will assist you to avoid errors. Because if I did any mistake here in the load, for any reason, because coding is part of the mistakes. So if I do a mistake and I forgot, and if I don't have try and catch, all of the stack will be showed to the one who is viewing the website and say, okay, oh, the database is located at here, so he did this mistake, blah 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 blah. There's this kind of folder, this file is switched from here, which is not good. So instead of that, you should surround it in try and catch. And how do we do that? We'll see where we're going, but you just try, you just like try and catch. And catch take exception. And from there and here. So the code that I want to try, I put in try. The if it fails, it will go to catch. The catch will show us what has happened. I can decide now. I can go through the mistake, understand as a programmer, but also show the user what I want to show him. I can tell him maybe, oh, you can't access the database as of now, or there's a problem with our server, anything which seems to be more technical while you are hiding your mistake. It's not good, but it's good to make sure that the user will not be scared. But also, those people who are not good, if they see a mistake, they can try to understand much. And tomorrow you find out that your app is no longer yours, it belongs to someone else. So from there, we can go now to the development part. So this was about understanding. We use PDO. PDO, I said, is a PHP data objects which assist us to access database in PHP. And with this, we have to pass specific parameters in the constructor of PDO so that those specific parameters can be used to connect to the database and allow us to access the database. All right, so let us now make our our code. So we're going to, I'll have to start writing save, and I will love to have lesson one, DB access. Okay. So I'm having the folder DB access. In DB access, I'll be having the folder for connection. Oh, connection, and this is just for connection. I will not do a lot apart from connecting, but who knows? Yeah, let's see. Connection, and boom. So this file, I would like to call it index because I don't want to have a lot of other business to do with that. Okay, so from there, go that way. I remember I'm using Sublime, but yeah, let's type, please. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. So with this, so we remember here that we are going to use PDO to access our database, and from there we'll see what to go next after next. So how do we start? We start by creating a variable name. So what is the variable name? Say we call it DBA. So this is stand for database access. How this is a variable to initialize the PDO. PDO. Okay. This is going to access to a PDO. So yeah, that's all. And after that, after that we go with try, as we said, try and catch. I love that. With exception, or actually, one thing I should mention is this is the general class for all the exceptions, but there is specific exceptions on different level. Even PDO has its own specific exceptions, but I'll go with this general one so that you can go through it. You never know, you can do other mistake or if you add more code on the same part. So I will call my variable. I'll call my variable dba equals, remember, new PDO bracket 1, comma 2, comma 3. Okay. So I say here I'll put my SQL, and I'll say hosts. I'll say local hosts, and I'll put that as a DB name. So remember my database. I think my database. Hey, my database is called what? It's called it's PHP database. That's how bad it is. But yeah, PHP database. Thank you. That's my database name, but you might have a different name from there. tili ndi password apapa ndi pa username kenako password. Pa username apapa ndikugwiritsa zap, so default imabwera ndi root but ilibe password. So apapa ndikangoseka bwinobwino apopo then zara pamenepo. Komanso ndikoza kunena kuti okay, print row of whatever is coming, but no, I don't need to print everything, man. I don't need to print everything. Can I do the get message? Yeah, let me get the message because this is the object. This is the object, so I should go inside and get message. After that, I'm good to go. I'm good to go. It will give me the whatever error that I did, and then yeah, I'm good to go. So with this, if everything is set well, I'm sure this is up to work. But if it's not, oh, I'm in trouble. I'm troubled because it will not work, and I have to convince you that it's working. So remember where we have our file. It is in htdocs, the root folder for our app. And then we have PHP lessons, we have DB access, we have connection, index PHP. Okay, so with that, we can try and see what errors we'll find. Unfortunately, I didn't connect the whole thing. I connected only what? I connected only the front. So that means you will not be able to see that, but you can still trust me that I will be able to tell you what I'm seeing, which is DB access connection, and we have one error. We have one error. So there is an error somewhere, and they're saying the error which I'm getting. Wow, I love this. So you can't see it, but you are healing. So the problem that I have run this code, and they told me that no, we don't expect this because this line doesn't seem to be ending. So it should end somewhere there, and from there it should be well. Should be well. Yeah, so everything is good. So we'll stop here so that from going forward we can go together. You can be able to see what I'm doing, both side and all in all. But now we have our connection ready. We can start querying data using these connections all over, inserting data and everything. Thank you very much for being with me today. This is Remy from Technolab. We are happy to share you, to build technologies for you and with you. Technolab, where technologies get created. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, share with other people. But one homework, I want you to share on the comment section the code that you are using. So I want to see the database, if you have the password or whatsoever, but also I want to see the name of your script file. So if mine is index.php, maybe you choose to call it another name. Until next time, let's see what we'll be building on this particular application. Bye. See you. Amazing.